Okay.
All right, guys, it is February 19th, and this is our Style Club Zoom. So, well, let's just all go around real quick and kind of say what we're doing right now with Style Club, and then maybe we can strategize ways to get more. I know for myself, I talk to every single person like it's a given. So, at every trunk show in the group, hello, I'm like, so we have this thing called Style Club. Everybody does it. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's $29. It's like our customer loyalty program, but you get like a $69 gift. So it's super fun. You also get 10% back every time you shop. So if you spent $200 tonight, then you get 20 bucks in your account waiting for your next order tomorrow, and you get free shipping over 100. So it's awesome. And then I move on to the next thing. So I mentioned it in the group hello, and then every single person at checkout, I've already added it to their bag during the show. And then that way I can very easily pop up. I'm like, oh my gosh, let me show you what the free gifts are with Style Club. I pop them up and they look through them and they're like, so how does this work again? And I'm like, oh, basically it's $29, but you get this for $69 for free, and then blah, 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 blah. And then they say yes or no. Typically they go ahead and leave it in, and then we go from there. The follow-up, and I got this from Christine, and it's so easy, and it makes a huge difference in the number of orders I get. I open my email on my phone, and then I scroll to the image of you've got this many credits and they're about to expire, and I just take a screenshot of it and I text it to them. It is like the simplest thing. I was like, why did I not think of this before? Versus me having to go and, come up with a really cool email. I literally just send them a text and I'm like, hey, just wanted to make sure you realized you have a bunch of free credits that are going to expire in 2 days. Let me know if you need help placing your order. And then I give them a link to shop. And that dramatically increases who shops. It is very rare for someone to shop if I don't do that. So open email with phone, take a screenshot of what their credits are and be like, hey, oh my gosh, just wanted to make sure you didn't miss out. And almost every time, I don't know why they do not check email ever, but almost every time they're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Thank you so much. That's the response I get most. Okay. What about you guys? What are y'all doing for Style Club?
So I do that exact thing, Kelly, and actually was better at it when we came out with it, like in May through the summer. And then for some reason, I guess the holiday just kind of took up most of my time and I lost the Style Club conversations. So I got back to it and that was my bucket yesterday with Style Club members. And I got an order almost instantly from someone who was like, oh, we can't let credits expire. I want this, buy me this bracelet. And I was like, yes, ma'am. So it really is like, they have no idea that they have these credits. And what I actually have been doing in addition to that, most of my customers, 99% of them I meet at in-home shows. So doing the same thing you're doing, offering it to every person, adding it to the cart so they can see their total with it in it. It's really, really easy to always go down in amount. It's really hard to go up. So keep that in mind too at trunk shows. Put everything in the cart that you possibly can. Half off items, Style Club, free gift, everything from their wish list. And it's a much easier pill to swallow if they see 500 and then we take things down to like 150 than it is to start with 50 and add things up to get to 150. They're gonna be like, whoa, wait a second. So anyway, so let's say they sign up Style Club at the trunk show. I text everyone the next day, regardless of if they have Style Club or not, and just say, this is your stylist Liz. I wanted you to have my cell, so if you needed me, here I am. And then with that, I'd say, also, I'm so excited you're part of Style Club. You now have X amount of dollars in your account ready to go for your next order. So let me check in when your goodies arrive on Thursday and see what you're loving and what we need to get for you to finish the look. So it's a really easy way to like say, this is like an automatic. Like, thank you for shopping. You've got $12 now you can use next time you shop. Let's figure out what that's going to be, or we can wait till your stuff comes in and get it for you then. But you're kind of giving them the heads up that you're going to follow up with them later. And I've never gotten a negative response from that. Like every time I do a follow-up the next day after meeting the person, it's always like, thank you so much, or it was good to meet you too, or they send me back just like a thumbs up or whatever, but there's always a positive response when you're connecting with them right away. So the key, I think, with Style Club or any new customer is not waiting 2 weeks or a week for their order to come in. Like, connect with them as soon as you can. Maybe not the day of, obviously, because you just met them and you just talked about their order, but something like a day or two later, almost like a follow-up, like as if meeting them is the touch one and you're still doing a follow-up 1 to 2 days later.
I think that's really awesome, Liz, and I need to definitely layer in more of making sure they know that they have this credit right away because I have found that I haven't had a great redemption rate of credits. But I have a lot of repeat customers. So this sounds terrible, but like sometimes I'm like, why am I trying so hard to push Style Club when I have repeat customers anyways? And if they're in Style Club and they use credits, I make less money. I mean, it's terrible to think about it like that, but I'm a little bit like, but I have noticed, like, I feel like I've had a higher proportion of customers not redeem, but I think maybe it's because like they're not seeing those emails. And so then once I'm following up with them, like when they only have a week left, it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. So I'm going to layer that in. The other thing that I started doing that Sam Tunador does that I thought was really smart is I actually am intentionally not asking people for their birthdays at the show so that I can use that as like another touch point. So like follow up right after, hey, it was great to meet you. Here's like what your credits are. Then you're going to follow up with them like again in a week to make sure they got their order. And then like another week later, hey, I noticed that, like I don't have your birthday in my system. So then by that point, like you've met them and you've had like 3 touch points within like 2 weeks. So you're really like building a strong relationship with them right off the bat. So that I think that like all of that would be like a game changer then when, day 45 rolls around and you're reminding them again about their credits. Like you're kind of like solidifying to them like who you are and that you're their stylist and that they're going to hear from you.
Right, exactly. You're still fresh in their mind. You're not just this random person they met and they're like, wait, who's this person texting me? So
right.
That is huge. Yeah, the more connections you can get with them, the better, for sure. What else was I going to say about, something you said, Charlotte, triggered something.
The birthday thing, maybe?
No, before that. I'll think of it. You guys go ahead.
I don't have anything crazy that I do very well for Style Club. I do text people to remind them their rewards are expiring. But do you touch base with them once a month as like a courtesy thing? Do you feel like there's a regular communication with them? Because I had a bunch of people sign up when it first launched and, the year is slowly coming up and I want to make sure they renew. So I'm just kind of curious, how do you guys maintain that relationship and keep in touch with them?
Okay, Michelle, thank you. That's exactly what I wanted to say. So 2 things. One that Jenny does that she posted in the Southern Charms group is she does a Style Club email blast. So she has them all in a group already, which you can make in Gmail really easily. And then we'll send out an email blast when there's something Style Club related. So like when we had the necklace promo or the 50% off versus 25% off or whatever the deal is, it looks to me that it's about 1 a month, every other month or so. So that is a great way to kind of just touch base with all of them. And then when that email blast goes out, it's very general, but it's like, hey, hey, Style Club VIPs, you guys are my exclusive shoppers, so you get first dibs on this awesome deal we've got going on. But then that gives you a touch point to be able to follow up with them. So you can say, hey, Michelle, did you get my email? Didn't want you to miss out. And then they're like, what email? I did not get your email. And you're like, actually, we have this awesome sale going on. And since you're a Style Club member, blah, 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 blah. So I think that is kind of a good way without it being like, hi, remember me? I'm going to talk to you again. You're Style Club. Shop with me. Shop with me. Because that's what I don't want. And I don't think anyone wants that anyway. People in their lives like that. But as for, oh, sorry, Charlotte.
No, sorry,
I don't want you to lose your thought. I know how that can go. As for renewal, their home office is going to do something for renewals. So don't feel like you have to provide that for them. There is going to be a perk to renewing. We just don't know what it is yet, but they confirmed that for us at Directors. So just maybe touch base with them now and be like, hey, you're a Style Club member. Here's what's going on for you guys right now and whatever. You can just say you get exclusive. They get the half off without having to shop at a trunk show. So just send them the half off page and be like, you guys get to access these when you spend $50. Like they don't know that anyone can get them. But yes, that is it. I'm stopping talking. Charlie, go ahead.
The other thing that I've been like toying around with that I haven't really executed yet, well, I have a little bit, is like just trying to play off of a similar idea of like Stitch Fix. Because here's what I'm thinking. I'm like, people are willing to pay $20 a month to have random stuff sent to them and that they might not even keep. So I've been trying to use that same idea and send them a look, and I've just been using PickStitch to like put together a collage of 5 items that I've picked out for that person and text them a cart, and like honing in on my Style Club members for that. And I haven't like really ironed out, again, I don't want it to turn into something that's like super time consuming and not really worth it, but providing like a service like that and maybe like figuring out how to actually use it to attract new customers. I did a post on Facebook like 2 weeks ago, like which ones of my friends have tried Stitch Fix before, and like all these people commented on it with like giving me their opinions and their reviews, and like little do they know I've actually tried Stitch Fix before. That wasn't really why I was asking. I just like almost used it to get this whole new list of leads of either people who are using it, who love it, and it's like, well, maybe you would like this too, or people who used it and didn't love it. So it would be a way to reach out to them and say like, hey, like, can I send you a look? And then if they like it, get that to say like, hey, this is what I do for my Style Club members, join Style Club. And then it's like,
no,
okay,
really good idea.
Pay $29 one time, you get a free gift, and then I'll send you a look each month. Again, I don't want it to turn into like a huge time suck, because I was definitely doing a lot of like repeat looks and recycling like similar things, because obviously sometimes, you know, there are certain things that I think people would both like. You can't like highly customize it, because that's just going to take forever. But yeah, I don't know if anyone has any like thoughts to add to that, because I definitely haven't really like ironed out exactly how to do it, how I want to do it. But
so Stitch Fix is $20 for each box, and then if you keep anything in the items in the box, the money goes towards it, right? The $20 goes towards the items. Yeah. So for new Style Club members who aren't in Style Club yet, the $30 goes towards their order, right? Because they're getting one of those free gifts at a discount. So one of your 5 items could be the Style Club free gift, and you're just providing a Stitch Fix service where they don't have to pay that $30 again, and they're getting free shipping in the future, and they're going to get credits to use again. Like, you don't get credits on Stitch Fix when you shop. So that is brilliant. I love that a lot.
Yeah. And I was talking to my sister about it, and like my sister was like, well, that's kind of what you already do, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah, that's the point. Like the point of it is like not really to do something new. It's more just it's like a marketing thing. Like, how do I show people that like this is a service that I provide, maybe in a way contextually that resonates with them if they either have tried Stitch Fix or like likely they've heard of it, whereas maybe they don't think about Stella and Dot / me as that same type of service. And I think it could be a great way. And also like Bonnie, who's on our team, works for Stitch Fix, and Stitch Fix is not like this like personalized stylist thing. Like she's like, yeah, I literally have 15 minutes. Like it's like you have 15 minutes to make each fix, and it's like all based on an algorithm. It's not like, oh, your stylist is like pulling things off the rack for you. Like it's totally, I just think it's kind of funny because people's perception of what it is versus like, you know, me actually like looking at someone's wish list or like picking out something based on what they already bought. I don't know, just throwing that thought out there too.
Yeah, if you think about it as a styling service versus like a MLM trunk show party scheme, you know what I mean? Like, I think you're right, like kind of getting that mindset onto these people who use or know Stitch Fix or Trunk Club or all these other services that are out there. Like, we're just a styling service. We can get you all these new outfits and put together looks for you, and it's way easier because you have the connection one-on-one with a personal stylist. Whereas when you do Stitch Fix, I told them 4 times in a row that I only wanted blazers, and it took her 4 times to send me just blazers. I was like, I just want blazers. Just please send me a blazer. So it's like, yeah, you're getting that connection.
Liz, I think you're like hitting the nail on the head. It's like, instead of, I want to like be disassociated from like a Pampered Chef party or like Tupperware. Like, again, I actually really like Pampered Chef, but I like their products a lot, but so not dissing them, but I feel like people are just like, oh, like my friends don't want to go to like a Pampered Chef party, but then they're like, oh, have you heard of Trunk Club? Like you can bring your friends there and like have a glass of wine. And I'm like, that is literally what I do.
That's what we do.
So I feel like it's just sort of like retraining people of what their perception is and making sure they realize that it's like this modern thing that people actually want.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really creative. And I just think that the key to it is just like everything else, schedule it so it doesn't end up, you put a ton of time into it with less rewards. So I think maybe one day of the week of your 30-minute reach out is with that, you know, versus I could see a lot of it like newer stylists. And some people might just want to do that. They might not want to do trunk shows and, you know, but I think it's super creative. And I love the idea of offering it as a specialized add-on for your Style Club customers.
That could almost be a good solution to those girls those new stylists who are having a hard time hitting their quick start, or maybe don't want to launch in person or whatever. Like online show, sharing carts, style service solution. Like we offer them the Style Club look. Like I think that's amazing.
And I've been doing that a lot, like in my VIP group with like any specials or sales that we have, or even just the TSEOs. Like I've just been making little like style boards and posting them. And I did a bunch of them with everything from the sale, where it's like, oh, I'm using like the formula that Home Office has created with like the pick a top, pick a statement, pick a delicate to finish the look, a bag, and a personality piece. And I'm just using like that exact formula every time to make different looks. And even in my VIP group, like last week and sometimes even trying to incorporate like non-Stella stuff. So like last week I got an email that these cute pants that I have from the loft were on sale for like literally $13. It was insane. So I made a little look like with the pants and then like all of the cute TSEOs. And a bunch of people liked it. And then like one girl went on and bought the whole thing. And I don't know, that is like not the norm for me with my VIP group or any social media stuff. Like I have very rarely ever had it where like somebody goes on and just like buys the whole thing and it's like a $200 sale. So I was like literally like doing a happy dance because I was so excited about it. But I definitely think that the capsule wardrobe, building a look, like I know I'm getting a little off track of talking about Style Club, which is the topic of this call, but I think we're like really onto something there.
Yeah.
Would you guys want, and Charlotte, I feel like I want you and I maybe to, anyway, whoever is on here, I can only see who's talking. Would you guys want to add in, so I'm doing my daily reach outs, my Don't Break the Chain, right? Add in a styling service like Style Club block during the day. So I'm thinking 5 cart a day with that 5-item look to like either someone who's not in Style Club yet, trying to enroll them in Style Club, or someone who's already in Style Club, giving them an updated look with whatever pieces they got with their initial order. Do you think, because I know Kelly, you said like it is true, we can totally get on a tangent and forget about booking and sponsoring, but I think for, so I've been having this thought lately that I have so much extra time during the day that I don't know what to do with it, which sounds like a good problem to have, but it gets me overwhelmed. Like I could be doing all these things. So to have like an idea or a pocket of something that I could fill it with once my bigger business is done, like this could be kind of like a separate box, if that makes sense.
It's like the idea. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, you know how you're breaking your days into reach out groups? You could almost have a 30-minute segment each day for whatever the group is. So if it's moms that day, maybe your look that you create, because you don't want to, I think doing one-on-one, like Charlotte said, could get really long and tedious. But if you have a soccer sideline look with the zip sweatshirt, the bag, the, you know, sparkle studs, or the every day, the mom sideline look, and then you blast it out to all 30 of your customers that have the sideline look in that 30-minute period, you're kind of maximizing that one look. So you only have to create one look per day, but then you run the numbers with that look for that particular customer. So I think that would be super
I like that too.
cool, and then it gets you in that same all day long that is the pocket of people, whether you're reaching out to them about Style Club, about selling a look, the Stitch Fix kind of thing, or booking a trunk show or sponsoring. Right. You only have to think about that demographic that day.
That is brilliant. I love that. And that is in addition to the reach outs. Like, I don't want this to replace my booking conversations and my sponsoring conversations. You know, this would be like 30 minutes. Yeah. But that will replace this whole, like, I need to do something. Let me go look on Facebook and schedule VIP posts. Like, that is a waste of my time. No one's reading those things. Yeah, they might be cute or whatever, but like, that's a waste of my time. This is actually like repeatable actions that are different than just the same booking conversations all the time.
Yeah. And what a great service you're providing.
Right? So now, I'm obsessed with this so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could even too, like Kelly was saying, if you like search in the wish list for the side zip up too, you could go from 30 of the sideline moms to adding the people who have like those in their wish list too.
Yeah, or like you bought it in a different color. I mean, this is out of stock for like 100 years, but
this is true.
But going back through, you know, I actually, before the blue one was gone, one of my buckets one day was every single person who had bought one since it came out in whatever, it came out in Q3. So like there were 6 months of people buying side zip sweatshirts. It was like one of my best sellers. So being able to go back to all those people and show them the blue one, I sold a couple through that. But Liz, to your point, I mean, I think especially for like anyone on this call who really wants to have a high level business, like I think we hyper focus a lot on obviously on booking and sponsoring, which we totally should, because that's our new customer acquisition is the booking. But a big part of our business is repeat customers. Like we want people to repeat shop, and so it is important to like schedule that the following up time and like not just following up with them after they order, but like ongoing like that. I mean, it's very high value. And I know earlier today you were saying about how your sales are not where you want them to be, like your booking's not where you want them to be. And that's exactly the place that I was in last month. I had no shows last month, or I had one and it was like a total bust. But sometimes like you have to adjust and look at what you need. And I was to the point last month where like I just needed sales and I had to sit down and just like hammer through one-on-one reach outs to like make the sales happen. So yeah, I think that it's totally still a big part of our business and like how we're going to make money.
Yeah. Well, I always think about too, like, especially during like the Christmas time in November, like think about all of the types of shows that we're invited to, the Pamper Chefs, the Mary Kays, all those people. Not a single one of those entrepreneurs reached out to me to shop during the holidays. And I thought, well, if these people love that product and they love my Stella and Dot, if I'm not reaching out to them, I'm not giving them the opportunity to reshop with me. And so I think if we're not reaching out, I think we're losing a lot of opportunity there too.
Oh, 1,000%. Absolutely.
But I think also too, this is also on a side note, but it was definitely an aha to me towards the end of January when I did like really start reaching out a bunch about sales and stuff. Like I feel like we were like, oh yeah, the holiday season is like when everybody's shopping, so we're all reaching out like crazy. So like the sales are so much higher. But I mean, I was reaching out with like the fervor of November, and I sold like $1,000 in a week. And I'm like, if I would just do this all the time, I would sell so much more. And if all of our teams were doing it all the time and we were just kind of treating it like it's November all the time, then like, I don't know why we sort of like fool ourselves that people aren't shopping. They totally are.
Mm-hmm.
It's here. We're giving ourselves the out before we even try.
Yeah.
We're saying, oh, it's a low month, so I don't think
like everybody's shopping right now because there's so many sales.
Can I ask a question? And it's true. There are so many sales. I'm like, it's so true. And you shop online. And I love Charlotte. I love your idea. I think it's really brilliant. But I have a question back on Style Club and the 50% off. I have been terrible at it, and I'm trying to coach Linda. I think I want to know how, so it doesn't sound so overwhelming, because I find my customers are like, okay, you've told me about stuff, and I did the 50% off first. I would say, this is the 50% off, and here are your items. What do you want? It's your opportunity to get something half off. And then I'm like, oh, and by the way, then there's Style Club. So here you get Style Club. You're going to have, you get to pick a free gift because you spend over 50. And they're like, oh, okay, stop. So you're just like overwhelmed. My customers are overwhelmed. And I think maybe I feel overwhelmed by how I'm pushing it or talking about it at the end of the sale, but I think I could start off the bat, and my computer cut down right at the beginning when Kelly was talking, and I had to reboot it. So Liz, I heard what you were saying, that you add it automatically to people's carts, and then do you tell them in the group, hello, obviously, like this is a no-brainer, you know, you're going to get a free gift and 10% off your product credit will be waiting for you, and free shipping over orders of 100. So you introduce it at the beginning, but I was telling Linda to tell that at the, you know, instead of saying here's the 50% off items, just to tell their Style Club first and then the 50%. So it just seems overwhelming. Like how I'm thinking about it's overwhelming. I think my customers are also overwhelmed. They're going, oh no, forget that. Let's just, I've got enough. Anybody have any suggestions?
I do know what you're talking about, and I was finding that was happening to me a lot during the fall because we had so many things going on with Black Friday sales and all that kind of stuff. And it ended up being, I felt like I was like having a sale trunk show, and I hate that. Like that is not our shtick. You know what I mean? Like the sales are nice, they're great add-ons, but they are not the focus of what we do. So I actually don't bring it up in my group below. I don't bring up the TSCOs or the Style Club. I do say though, at the end of it, I say, you know, everything you order tonight will be at your doorstep in about 3 to 5 days. And if you want free shipping, we'll just make sure you get Style Club so that you can take advantage of that. And then I say we take Visa, Amex, Discover, and MasterCard. I'll circle around and make sure you have all your favorites. So I kind of pepper it in at the beginning, but then I communicate with them during the trunk show. So I'm like, as I'm styling or as we're talking about looks or what goes well together, I might grab like the scarf from the half off and put it over the top that they like. Be like, actually, this combo looks really cute together. Is this kind of like your pattern? Do you like this? And then they might say yes or no. And I'll be like, oh, good. It's actually half off with your order today. So like, that's perfect. We'll add that to your wish list. So you're not giving them everything at once because it is overwhelming. You're totally going to lose them if you're like, you can get this sale and this sale and this sale. Like, whoa. But if you just make it kind of part of your conversation, you at your trunk shows, you will sell what you talk about, hands down. Like, that's it. So if you talk about sale stuff, you're going to have low average orders. If you talk about the complete look and putting together, like I wear whatever shirt I wear at the trunk show, I sell to 60% of people there just because I'm wearing it and I'm showing it and talking about it. Right. So,
and you look hot in it. Let's be honest, Liz. Well, you look hot in it.
But you know, whatever you're putting the focus on is what the customer will expect. So if you are pushing these sale things, then they're going to expect everything to be at a discounted price, and they're going to be maybe sad or, you know, disappointed when they see their cart total and they're like, wait, you said that was half off. And you're like, well, it's actually half off when you have 50. And then it just becomes this like weird, you know what I mean? So yes, I put Style Club right away into their cart, regardless of what they're going to get, because just seeing the total, like we talked about, I don't know when you tuned in, but seeing the total, and then being able to bring the total down versus bringing it up is a lot easier to do. So I have a sheet that's printed off with the deals on it.
Me too.
I used to have it laminated, but since we changed the Style Club things, I don't. But on the front is the Style Club free gifts, and on the back is the half offs. So while I'm doing checkout chat and they're grabbing their card or giving me their address, I'll be like, hey, check out the sales and make sure you didn't want to grab anything from here, or like, which one of these guys did you want to add to your order? And I say it just like that, and I zip my mouth closed and I let them look it over. And then 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, wait, what's the Style Club thing again? I heard you say or something earlier about free shipping. And then that's when I can explain to them and we can have that conversation during checkout chat. So we're already looking at their wish list. They're already, you know, it'd be like, yeah, on top of your free shipping, you're actually going to also get like $15 back later. And the clutch that was on your wish list is going to be free. So you're building it into the styling versus having it be like compartments. Like, don't think of a style session as pockets of time. Think of it as like one big experience, you know?
I love it.
Does that help?
Yes, Liz, thank you. Yeah.
Let's spend the last 20 minutes talking about, I don't know how much time we have. We've only been talking, well, this evolved. Yeah, let's hop off and hop back on, and we'll just do a quick 20 minutes for helping our teams book trunk shows. And then I do have to leave at 2:30 and you guys can keep chatting after that, after I leave, but I've got to pick up high schooler. But I do want to talk about this because this is probably the most important conversation of the day. So let's hop off and back on.
Okay.